Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be slightly different than what you normally see here on my channel. And I did make a video last week that explained that I would be doing some different things with the channel heading into the new year. And one of the things that I would be doing differently is showing a little bit more about budgeting and our financial aspect of how we're simplifying our lives. And so I just want to share with you today our January monthly budget, the forecast of what we would like to have our budget be for the month. And so as of right now, we just have the budgeted column here filled in. The actual column is blank right now because we haven't done any spending yet. And then as this column updates, the difference column is going to show what we have left in each category or where we went over on any categories, which hopefully we don't do, but sometimes that happens. And so just to start here, we've got our monthly bills, first of all. Our rent is $1,190.95 per month, and that does not change. Next, we've got the Netflix and Hulu subscriptions, which total $19.98. We do not have cable TV, so our entertainment comes from Netflix and Hulu, and of course, YouTube. Life insurance for me comes out on a monthly basis straight from our checking account, and that is $20.24. Our cell phone plan is $254.96, and before you have a heart attack, that includes both my husband and my phones, but as well as my sisters. So I have two sisters whose they are on our family plan, and so they pay us their portion and we pay ours. And so this is what we send to the phone company. That is not all out of our own money. Next, we have the internet, which is $64.99 a month, and that is for the highest speed package that they offer. My husband does a lot of gaming, and so we like to have a very good high-speed connection. Electricity is on a monthly budget plan, so it's $112, and that's the same every month. At the end of the yearly billing cycle, they do reevaluate our usage, and they change that accordingly to average out what we were using, and they will adjust this amount come that time. But for right now, it's $112 a month. Our water, I have budgeted $40. This varies anywhere from about 20 up to 40, just depending on the month for some reason. Sewer is broken out a little bit separately, and I budgeted $20 a month for this. This varies anywhere from about $10 to $20. Groceries for this month, I have $400, and that's about $100 a week. We are doing a no spend month in January, which means that we pay our bills and we pay, groceries and gas and all of our necessities, but we don't do any extra or frivolous spending. And I actually bumped our grocery budget down slightly compared to what we have been spending the past few months. And so I'm hoping and thinking we can even come in under this $400, which is my goal. But just in case, I did do it even $100 per week. Next, we have gasoline, which is $150 budgeted. That is the average that we have spent over basically the past year if you take out any of the months where we traveled to Michigan. The $150 a month is going to cover my husband's vehicle and my vehicle. He drives for work at least 5 days a week, and sometimes he works 7 days a week. And so he does drive his vehicle for work, of course, but he drives from location to location. He is a merchandiser for a company, and so he does get paid mileage, but things are going to be changing here very shortly to where he won't be putting as many miles between his locations. And so we won't be getting the mileage checks, but we also won't be needing to use as much gasoline because his locations will be a lot closer to home. But for right now, I have $150 set aside for gas. Next is the Adobe Suite subscription fee, and that's $52.99. This is, we pay this each month, and that gives us access to like the Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Premiere Pro, which is the program that I use to do all video editing for the videos here on the vlog. So my husband is also a he's really into like graphic design as a hobby kind of. He does have his degree in graphic arts, and so he likes to play around with some of the other programs that come with the Adobe Suite. So for us, it was worth it to pay that monthly fee on that. This item here is Plexus Supplements. Plexus is a nutritional supplement company, and I do use some of their products currently to help with some of my health issues. And without getting into that a whole lot, I enjoy the products and they help for what I need them to. When I am purchasing all of the products that I typically use, it's about $153 a month. This might be changing because I do want to reevaluate the products that I'm taking, and this might drop down a little bit as I kind of change some things around. But for now, I do have the 153 set aside in case I do decide to continue with all of the products that I'm currently using. Next section is the sinking funds. Now, sinking funds, these are the categories of money that we set aside for things so that when we go to make a purchase, we don't feel guilty that we're buying something for the kids or we're buying clothing or whatever the case may be. It's not a regular monthly expense that we might have. So instead, we set money aside so that when it comes time to purchase new clothes or purchase items for the house, we have the money there. With it being a no spend month, these categories here are not being funded this month. And so the kids category, which would be anything that we purchase for the children, we have a 5-year-old son and a 3.5-year-old daughter. And so obviously we purchase all of their items. So that would cover everything from clothing to whatever they may need, school supplies, any toys, any art stuff, anything that would be for them comes out of theirs. But again, we're not funding these. Our household category is anything for the house, whether it be cleaning supplies, home decor, holiday type stuff for the house comes out of that. The clothing category is pretty obvious. Personal care is going to be things like shampoo and conditioner, toiletries, anything that would be considered personal care items. Medical and health would be things like vitamins, medications, co-pays for the doctor, um, anything that would fall under that. So we do have health insurance. I am not setting aside any money for co-pays or anything this month. None of our family members are on monthly prescriptions, which is good. And hopefully we won't have to see the doctor. However, if we do have health insurance and the co-pays are not that high. And so I'm not too worried about not having money set aside for that this month. Fun money is things like our hobbies, so video games, books, anything that we would purchase for fun and leisure or family outings like a movie, the movie theater, etc. Dining out, again, pretty self-explanatory. We don't dine out that often anyway, and with it being a no-spend month, we obviously are not funding that category, but it is there for, these categories are here for like our typical, months that we aren't doing no spend. Now the next category is the Xbox savings for the new Xbox that is projected to be released at the end of this year. My husband is going to want that, and so we decided together that we would set money aside each month so that when the time comes, we have money to purchase that in cash without having to scramble for a large lump sum of money to get to that Xbox. We also set aside $10 each month for our Amazon Prime membership, so when the time comes, we have the money there to renew that. Miscellaneous is not being funded this month. This is the category that basically is the catch-all. So anything that doesn't fall into any other category gets thrown under miscellaneous with the goal that we don't use that category at all, because most of our spending or all of our spending should fall into the categories that we have, but it's there just in case. On a typical month, I would usually throw maybe $15 or $20 in here to cover any miscellaneous expenses or spending that might pop up. We set aside $200 a month in our auto expenses and auto insurance sinking fund. Our auto insurance renews every 6 months, and that's on both vehicles. And then this also covers things like oil changes for both vehicles, if we need new tires, if we have any repairs that need to be done, anything like that. So $200 a month gets set aside for that. Our gift and Christmas savings is $200 a month, and that might look very high to some of you. Before you have a heart attack over this number, this covers all birthdays, anniversaries, and holidays throughout the year for our immediate family and our extended family. And we have currently 11 nieces and nephews, with one more on the way due in March, and as well as our own 2 children, and then Will has siblings and I have siblings and our parents and etc. So this covers all gift and giving expenses throughout the entire year. Will's life insurance is down here. If you remember, mine is up here under the monthly bills because it comes out on a monthly basis. Will's, for some reason, got put on an annual renewal, so we set aside $26 each month so that when they pull out the lump sum once a year, we have the money for that. And then we just set aside $10 each month for each child. Jackson and Alice both get $10 into their savings accounts. And that's also where any birthday or holiday money goes that they get from family members or friends. And so they just have a little savings account that they will get when they get older. Our last category is our credit cards and debt. And this category is shrinking, which is great. In 2016, we paid off almost $20,000 in debt, which surprises me even now when I say it. But we are left currently with one Citibank card, which has a balance of about $2,200. And on an average month, we send at least $200 to that. We purchased a new laptop, or my husband decided to purchase a new laptop for me as a Christmas gift last month, and we did put it on the Best Buy credit card, which is interest free for 18 months. We are going to make a $54.99 payment this month, which will bring the balance on that card to an even $900. And so then once the Citibank card is paid off, we will start throwing all that money and snowflaking money, snowballing it to the Best Buy card to get that paid off. These two together should be paid off in a pretty timely manner. And then after that, we will actually focus on our auto loan, which we pay $216 a month on our van that we have right now. And that has a balance still of about $8,500 if I remember correctly. So our goal is to pay off the credit cards and the auto loan hopefully by mid-year this year. And then from there, we will start working on student loans. Out of all of our student loans, we have one student loan that is currently in repayment. It is one of Will's, and we pay $191.21 each month on that. So that is an overview of what our January budget looks like as far as the expenses go. I have withheld the income categories just to give us to keep a little bit of privacy, but this is basically what a month looks like for us. And then, in February, we will add in these sinking fund categories back into it since we won't be doing a no spend month in February. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Please leave a comment if you feel like you would like to share or have questions on the way that we do anything with our budget. And I thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.